A variety of dictionaries, printed and online, define a gang generally as a group or band of people with compatible tastes or mutual interests who gather together for social reasons. They often refer to themselves under a common name, wear similar colored clothing, and use hand gestures to identify each other. On this very campus, right under the noses of FSU faculty authority and law enforcement, a gang has been wreaking havoc on the student population and campus itself. The gang I speak of is the Mighty Mu Epsilon chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, aka the Sigmas. Wait a minute, I'm in that chapter. Okay, so I'm talking about my fraternity, which you could say by legal definition is a gang, and if you ask some people, because of our recent history, should be treated as such. So I'm here to make a case for my chapter and for Black Greek letter organizations in general. So, what do we know, or think we know, about Black Greek fraternities? Well, they like to step, we wear gold boots, and we're prone to fighting. Well, only about half of that is correct. Let's start from the beginning. Black Greek lettered organizations were founded as a means for African American students to have a system of support while attending classes at predominantly white colleges. Alpha Phi Alpha was the first of these organizations, being founded at Cornell University in 1906. Over the next 60 years, 4 other fraternities and 4 like sororities were founded to form what is known as the National Panhellenic Council, also known as the Divine Nine. All predominantly black organizations with pretty much the same goals, just different views of how to achieve those goals. My fraternity was founded in 1914 on the campus of Howard University by just 3 men, Abram Langston Taylor, Leonard Francis Morse, and Charles Ignatius Brown. The founders wished to organize a fraternity that truly exemplified the ideals of brotherhood, scholarship, and service. They wished to create an organization that viewed itself as a part of the general community rather than apart from the general community. From its inception, the founders also conceived Phi Beta Sigma as a mechanism to deliver services to the community. Rather than gaining skills to be utilized exclusively for themselves and their immediate families, the founders held a deep conviction that they should return their newly acquired skills to the communities from which they had come. This conviction is mirrored in the fraternity's motto, culture for service and service for humanity. Phi Beta Sigma likes to recognize itself as a fraternity of firsts. We're the first and only Black Greek letter organization to have presidents of foreign countries as a part of its membership. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, past president of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, first elected president of Nigeria, and William Tolbert, president of Liberia from 1971 to 1980. We are also the first fraternity to establish a youth auxiliary program known as the Sigma Beta Club, where members of the fraternity mentor young males to make sure they're doing well in school and are on the right track to college. We're the first fraternity to own and operate a federal credit union for its members and their families, and we're the only fraternity to be constitutionally bound to a sorority, Zeta Phi Beta, creating a bond like no other, a pure white and royal blue family. Phi Beta Sigma also boasts a list of other members who have made significant contributions to world history. George Washington Carver, scientist and inventor, Mr. Peanut Butter if you will. Booker T. Washington, educator, and the only black man to ever appear on the face of a U.S. coin, the 1951 silver half dollar. Alain Leroy Locke, the very first black Rhodes Scholar. Huey P. Newton, co-founder of the Black Panther Party. James Weldon Johnson, poet and composer of the Black National Anthem. All 5 of the original Temptations. Morgan Freeman, Oscar-winning and world-renowned actor, as well as the NFL's all-time leading rusher, Emmitt Smith, and the NFL's all-time leading receiver, Jerry Rice. And from right here in our own backyard, 2-time Olympic medalist, Walter Dix. Just in case you don't believe me, well, there he is, throwing up the sign and wearing our letters. Now, I'm not saying that my chapter is full of greatness. No, we do have our fair share of heathens. But we also do our fair share of community service. Take Sleep Out for the Homeless, for example. This is a nationwide event held yearly by undergraduate chapters. We invite the campus to come out to the Union and experience a night in the cold, as a homeless person would have to endure in peak winter Tallahassee. The event usually lasts from 8 to 12 hours. Though the experience is not so typical of a homeless person's night, with the free music and food we provide, we still raise a lot of provisions for the local homeless shelter on Tennessee Street, and students can earn up to 16 hours of community service, if they can hang, that is. Another big campus service we do each year is the Summer HIV/AIDS Awareness Block Party. Again, we entice students with free food and music to come out and participate, but this time to make sure that they learn more about safe sex and that they know their status, with free AIDS and HIV testing. Phi Beta Sigma was founded on the basis of inclusion rather than exclusion. The founders believed that each potential member should be judged by his own merits rather than his family background or affluence, without regard of race, nationality, skin tone, or hair texture. I believe my chapter truly exemplifies this idea by being one of only 2 NPHC organizations with non-African American membership currently in the chapter. There's Dan, who crossed spring 2007, and Jason, who just crossed this fall 2008, and before either of them, my DJ sensei, John, who pledged in summer 2001. Now back to what you thought you knew about black fraternities. Number 1, we like to step. As a matter of fact, my chapter is well known throughout the Southeast and as far north as St. Louis for its creative step shows. These are just a few of the shows which we placed in just the past year, winning over $4,000 in prize money for the chapter. Number 2, we like wearing gold boots. Actually, only one fraternity does that, Omega Psi Phi, aka the Q-Dogs. My fraternity colors are actually royal blue and pure white. Gold boots just won't do. And number 3, we're fight prone. To be honest, the bros party too damn hard to be wanting to fight anyone. I mean, look at us. We stay hammered drunk. Why would we want to wrestle around with some big sweaty guy when we could wrestle the tiny sweaty girls dancing all around us? Don't get me wrong, we do have our altercations, but it's usually a big misunderstanding, which more than often is settled over a drink or 2, or 12. The truth of it all is, we're no different from any normal group of friends, just on a larger scale. If we wanted to fight, we would have stayed in our hometowns to hang out with the knuckleheads around the corner. But we all came to college to get away from that kind of life, to better ourselves and the people around us. We are a true band of brothers, a group of men who have dedicated our lives to the betterment of our communities and to each other. We are the Mighty Mu Epsilon chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.